Well, I was just laying down and I had another one of those visions. This one's actually pretty good. I don't know if you've seen the latest Whoopi Goldberg migraine commercials. They're pretty good, actually. Well, in the vision that I just had, I walked into a jewelry store, and the clerk was olive skinned, olive toned clerk at the jewelry store, and and she's behind the counter there, and over to the right there was Goldberg, right? And I noticed the name tag on the clerk was also Goldberg. I was like, huh, that's strange. And this is all in this vision I just had. So I asked the clerk, I said, how did that slave get your name? And the clerk said, well, we're not really sure. We bought her from some Nazis. But the kicker is Whoopi has migraines, right? So she was a mole the whole time who slit all of your throats. So black she's purple, kind of like Wesley Snipes. They're so black they're purple. Those are the ones you really got to keep your eye on. If you remember that role that Whoopi Goldberg played in Star Trek, she was like the sorcerer kind of spiritual lady. It was right on, by the way. But I just watched Star Trek Into the Darkness. Oh yeah, yep. I pretty much wrote the script to that one too, by the way. For the Church of Christ, if I say I wrote the script to it, then it's worth watching. I know you don't want to spend your money on Spielberg's movies after he called y'all lowly humans the other day, but that was kind of a jab at Spielberg on my part. He put in a movie in E.T. The very beginning. He had that monkey playing the cymbals, and that kind of pissed me off because that was in my bedroom of that movie, and I was like, yeah, you know what, there's Spielberg, I'm gonna stab you back on that one. So I did. But you know, that's how this works. You know, we're psychos. But yeah, back in the day, you know, black people have the last name Smith, and that's because white people would always, you know, if you had a group of slaves, sometimes you would name them you'd give them your last name. So that was, you know, the Smiths slaves or whatever. So that's how so many black people ended up with those names. But what you rarely see, very rarely, hardly ever, never actually, is a black person with a Jewish name. And I was sitting there, and I was, you know, in this vision, I was like, how did Goldberg get a Jewish last name? And then that other voice in my head said, they probably bought her from some Nazis and they were playing a joke on them.